What's going on? How are we doing? How's my stock market squad? How's the bull bays? How are the OG bulls, young and old and new alike? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Sunday recap. This is by far my most popular video, and I think it's also the most helpful for folks who are interested in learning how I trade. There's millions of ways to do it. I'm not the only one, but I do think that I'm the best right now. So thanks for being here. We're going to go to everbullish.com. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to get excited about these stocks. That song was called Bonfire by Childish Gambino. We're going to burn this thing like an absolute bonfire here. everbullish.com. Click on investing articles. There it is. I just published this. I just put it up. It's about 9:30, 9:20 here on Sunday morning, June 6th. This is the Sunday recap. The big theme today is going to be economic reports are coming out. There's a lot of scaredy cats on the sideline. The Bitcoin conference is going on this weekend. I think it's in Philadelphia. I could be wrong. It's somewhere in the Northeast. Down here in Texas, no one thinks about that kind of stuff. We're in our own little world. And it's raining here. So the big plays of the day. Sunday recap, economic reports, crypto. I've been calling my crypto crazies, and then we've got also Jack Dorsey. So that's the themes of the week, and I'm doing purposely, that is purposely underweight or underrate the impact of CPI and all of the consumer numbers that are coming out. So if you're not aware, first week of the month that's ending the quarter, there's going to be, it's typically on Thursdays, the big number, but for the whole week, we're going to have consumer numbers coming out. I always call these consumer reports. That's this magazine that tells you how to buy certain things for the right price. It's not that. This is consumer numbers. Monday, consumer credit at 3 p.m. Just looking at it. Tuesday, trade deficit comes out in the morning, and small business comes out in the morning. That's small business surveys. Probably expect good news out of that one. We may be winning on the trade deficit because of the price of lumber, by the way. Remember, you got to watch the commodities too. Wholesale inventory is on Wednesday. Don't care about that. Jobless claims, initial jobless claims, that is for this month, so that at the end of the month they can go back. Household wealth, year-over-year change. If you want to be depressed, look at that. Core CPI and the consumer price index all come out in the morning. So Thursday might not even be a trade for me. I might close out everything on Wednesday, depending upon how well I do. And then on Thursday, be ready to go about 9:30 and pick up the scraps. That's kind of the thought for me. If you want to follow, feel free to tell me. Tell me at your own risk, right? Here's what I've got. Here's the hypothesis I created this morning. Here's how we're going to trade it. I'm going to go on a rant. Sorry, I just thought about this. So consumer price index is probably similar to the analogy that I made with the Dow being a good representation of how the markets are doing. It's just all erroneous bullshit. Same thing happens with a lot of these, almost all of these economic numbers that we get out there. Antiquated, they're based on an old basket of goods. In this case, it's an old basket of goods the consumers would typically use throughout their day. But the problem is that the economy's changed, the world's changed. We're in a gig economy now. We have things like Uber that doesn't exist in there. The cost of Uber doesn't go in there. Neither did the cost of a taxi, by the way, but that's transportation, right? The price of oil is not in there. The price of gasoline is not in there. The price of technology, and this is why I'm such a technology guy. I got a freaking EV, electric vehicle technology piece of artwork on my wall. Technology Chasey, that's who I am, the stock Sherpa. I'm also the technology Sherpa. Today I'm going to be the oil Sherpa. The price of oil is not included, nor a barrel of oil, whatever you want to call it, nor are any of the derivatives of oil, which make plastics and all of that thing. None of that is included in the consumer price index. And again, with the cost of deflationary items, like technology is a great example. A computer used to cost $5,000 and it was a POS, and now we can walk around with an a Samsung Galaxy in our pocket that they gave us to have just so they could charge us for the wireless fee, or charges, the wireless data costs. So things have changed. The CPI is not indicative of inflation. Inflation's been here for the last 8 years, in my opinion, and it's all actually make that 11 years, 2011, 10 years. It's been here. The Fed's lost control out of it. The horse has left the barn. The train has left the station. The ship has left the port. It's gone. And the Fed can only affect it in ways that are not even allowed like they used to be, which was drastically hiking interest rates on short-term loans. There are laws in place or rules in place, guidelines that don't allow them to do that. All right, ran over. Let's get to it. Here's how we're going to trade today or this week. Oil. You know my process about how I check commodity prices. Oil bounced off of the 70s for West Texas. They're completely climbing. They're climbing in a steady pattern. My favorite economist, one of my favorite economists recently projected that we're going to go out to a massive oil run in the bigs and the smalls and the medium-sized companies, roughly until 2023. And those guys typically understate, underpromise, so that they are perceived to be over-delivering. So it's just straight up, it's easy. Let it be an easy trade. Y'all know that. So let it be an easy trade on oil. Here's how I want to play it. I'm going to play it by using small and mid-cap companies. What did I tell you guys about Callon Petroleum last week, right? Insane week, 14% gains. If you dip traded it, you made 20 like I did. ERX is probably another great one. But what I'm going to do in this case is sprinkle it up a little bit with some new players, add some fresh legs to the roster. I like Devon Energy, and I like, which is symbol DVN, Devon Energy. It's a mid to small cap, but these companies are huge. We call them small caps, and they have revenues of, $500 billion, whatever the number is. Insane revenues. So I like Devon Energy. This is another one. I used to live in an area called the Woodlands, Texas. It used to be called Mitchell Energy. They merged with Devon. I know a lot of people there. I know how they treat their people there. I know how bullish their people are on the solidarity and the rewards of the long-term prospects of the company. I get that that doesn't matter to you, but that matters to me. I'm a Peter Lynch follower. You got to go with what you feel. You got to go with what you think. You got to make trading fun, and you ought to buy companies that have happy employees, in my opinion. Anyway. That was a bit of a tangent, but so Diamondback is FANG, F-A-N-G. It's been a rock star in the past. It used to get all kinds of crazy volume. It's kind of settled down. That's moved to CPE and MRO, which we're already in. You're welcome. And so Devon, DVN, also FANG, F-A-N-G. Those are my two favorites. Don't buy at the open. You'll just see the direction. And with oil, these prices, really, these oil companies, they pretty much just waver up and down. This isn't going to get us that 9:45, 9:30 Central Time kind of dip so that we can see what the base is. It doesn't really work like that with these oil companies, but still, don't be a fool. Don't buy at the open. You know that. All right. The other thing that you can do when CPI numbers are coming out and the market's scared is you can buy good companies. Just buy good things. In this case, I actually like retail. Most people say don't buy retail when consumer numbers are coming out, but I'm straight with it. I like it. I like Lulu. I like Yeti. I like Spotify. Two of those are in the Ever Bullish One portfolio. And if you want to, you can go to the portfolio store after you watch this and read along, and you can buy the $75 list of suggested stocks called the Ever Bullish One portfolio. Same with dividends, same with balance. And you can cherry pick the same way you would with the mutual fund. All these analysts went out there and looked at it. I kind of trust their judgment a little bit. I don't trust how they charge you, but I'll trust their judgment a little bit. And I'll pick the list of those stocks and get the one or two that I like. You can do the same thing with Ever Bullish One portfolio. That was a quick plug. Moving on. So I like stellar companies. Just buy good companies. I don't care what the sector is. Just buy the best company of the sector. In finance, I've told you guys I like Goldman. I have a couple of my favorites in every single sector. So credit card companies, I'm a big fan of doing this. I don't know why anybody else isn't doing this or telling you, or maybe they're doing it. They don't want to give away their secrets. But, when we have these inflationary numbers, consumer credit is coming out on Monday afternoon. So my thoughts on it is like credit card companies are evil, they're despicable, they're scum, whatever, but they provide liquidity that allows us all to live. They're necessary, kind of like hedge funds. But interest rates go up, they're allowed to less fervorously, causing less fervor. They're going to have the ability to raise the interest rates that is the opening competitive rate on their credit cards. Margins inside of companies in the financial service industry and the loaning industry and game, playing the loan game and credit game, their returns are exponential as far as, I should say that their profit margins increase exponentially with very small increases in borrowing. So if inflation or CPI does go up, you can expect that future hypothesis will be established that rates are going to go up and that the overnight loan on banks on the short-term end of the yield curve are going to go up. And then on the long end of that curve, you can see how it would just move or think or visualize how it would be parabolic. That's enough on credit card companies. It's very easy. I like Visa. I like American Express. I like Discover Card. Why not buy all three? Why not pick the one that you have in your wallet so you can start contributing back to yourself? Hedge with banks. Talked about it before. Y'all are probably tired of hearing about it. Goldman Sachs is a trade right now for midterm, long-term, short-term dip trade, swing trade, whatever you want. Goldman, just buy it at a good price. Try to catch it on a down or after the base is established a couple hours into the market. Same thing on FAS. I'm going to make most of my plays on this on Tuesdays like I usually do, but I'm going to be watching it on Monday too, and I'm happy to fire away whenever I want. But this is the hypothesis. Go to the Stockmaster app, create a new watch list, just throw all the companies I put on here, and as the market moves, it'll move for you, and you can just easily pick them out. Sectors from last week. So that's that. Let's do a quick teach back. Oil. That's the theme. I like Devon. I like FANG. I like ERX. I like MRO. I like CPA. I like the ones we've already been talking about. I just want to sprinkle the roster with some fresh legs. I keep calling it FANG. It's Diamondback. The symbol's FANG. I'm a nickname guy. The nickname is FANG. Buy stellar retail companies. I like Lulu. I like Yeti. I like Spotify. Or you could buy the Ever Bullish one and pick from that list of 20 stocks, 25 stocks. Credit card companies. Visa, American Express, and Discover. All right, done. Moving on. Sector performance last week. Speeding up. Sector performance. Energy was up 6.75%. Real estate, by the way, be nice to know a guy that told you that was going to happen. Real estate, we're up 3.7%. I don't own any of it. I don't touch it. I don't like it. I guess I kind of do with UWMC. By the way, go ahead and hold that. It might have a rocky week. If you want to get out now and just let the dust settle, you can jump back into UWMC next week. I wouldn't have any FOMO doing that. I got a bunch of positions and want to keep them scattered. Okay, financials. Financials were only up 1.2%. I gave you Goldman, and I think it was up 4%. Consumer staples, don't care about that. Utilities, don't care about that. Materials, don't care about that. The laggards were consumer discretionary and healthcare. Telling you, I've told you guys that. That's one of my biggest secrets. I hope you appreciate it. So this is why I'm convicted in LabU. This is why I keep telling you it's being held down and suppressed. The healthcare, the pharmaceuticals, the medical device, and particularly the biotech space are just being held down with the fear of interest rates going up. But I believe that we've already swallowed that pill, and we will be feeling the effects soon. All right, moving on. Swing trades. I'm betting on LabU. Same thing we've been doing. If it goes down, I'm going to buy a little bit more. If you're already in it, you can buy more $1 down, or you can just wait for it to go back up. Or if you don't have any yet and you aren't sure yet, I'm telling you that $60 is kind of the price where you really want it. It will be at 80 at some point sooner rather than later, in my opinion. SOXL, same thing. It's tech, right? When interest rates go up, tech goes up. But I'm telling you, the interest rates that we're using, or the idea of interest rates that we're using, are already baked in and inherited into the market in a way. And also, they haven't been affecting a single damn thing that's happened all year, other than just making it more choppy, which makes us more money because it makes us more entry points and exit points. All right, teach back. LabU, if down, dip, swing, day trade. Also, SOXL, same idea. And then ERX is the triple on the O&G, oil and gas companies that are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, or in the S&P 500, I should say. I think it's a good time to get in. If you're already in, it's a good time to stay in or buy more. It's also a good time to if you're just a hands-off guy and you want to add a little satellite to your approach here and just keep it in orbit for a while, you can buy ERX. I just wrote on here 2 to 4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks. As the time frame that I would expect this to be, but pretty much no-brainer. I'm going to skip sectors of the last year because I'm getting long, but you can take a look. One little note is that energy is still only up 32% over the last year as a sector, and it is being outperformed by financials, materials, and industrials. That doesn't make any sense. That's where we find our correlations. That's how we gain our edge. That's how we trade. That's how we climb to the top of the mountain with the Sherpa setting the ropes. All right. New strategy. We're going to follow Jack Dorsey. Something's happening in the technology space. Something's always happening, but a news event is happening in the technology space right now. Square CEO Jack Dorsey says the new company, or the company rather, is considering establishing a new hardware wallet for Bitcoin. We got the Bitcoin conference going on. We've got all eyes on Bitcoin. I've got 70-year-old guys emailing me, asking me about crypto and how they buy it. And their main fear is, what happens if I lose my password? These guys are like, okay, well, let's make the old people or the less technology sophisticated people, let's let them have an easier comfort in holding on and buying hardware, not software, right? So a hardware wallet. This is the charger that I use for my phone. This could be my wallet. Now it's a concrete thing. Now it's real. It takes a long time for people to realize this. So just super simple. Square is already a good company. Jack is already a good CEO. The embracing of cryptocurrencies is crazy right now. And just as far as opportunity go, the fish are biting. Let's go ahead and just throw out a net. I think we do that with Squarespace, or not Squarespace, Square, SQ. Symbol Square, SQ, Jack Dorsey, Twitter CEO, also CEO of Square. Dude's a stud, and this is kind of like the Kathy Wood trade. If all the kids are chasing the soccer ball around the field, let's just put a player in that position and see if he gets the ball. Saves a lot of energy that way. All right, keeping it moving. Bitcoin and Ethereum. I sold out of the Bitcoin and the Ever Bullish One portfolio, bought Ethereum, told you to also. And we've repositioned. I think they both move up this week right now. You can see the prices just as this morning up to the moment pricing. It was for Bitcoin, it was 35,600, and for Ethereum, it was 2,666 on June 6th, on the 6th month of the year. I should have made this at 6 o'clock, right? Earnings calendar mean nothing. Again, it's so funny how these earnings have all stacked up in the major sectors and the major weeks. Right now, I don't see anything I really care to watch on there. GameStop is coming up. Told you how I feel about those. Yeah, moving on. All right, so the two best buys of the week. This is what you came for. Here's where we're gonna put our money where our mouth is. This is how I hold myself accountable in a way that no other YouTube newsletter and educator does. Here's the deal. Squarespace, easy trade. If you want to own it for a week, own it for a week. If you want to own it for a month, own it for a month. If you want to dip trade it, dip trade it. We may get a major opportunity if there's a fear of inflation when the CPI numbers come out. It startles the market. You may be able to jump in cheap. So you can even buy that later in the week. I would tell you truthfully when I was going to do it. I'm not sure. Devon Energy used to be Woodlands based. Now they're in Oklahoma, I think. They are not priced correctly based on how the other mid, small, major oil companies. That's why I call this small oil. The joke is that it's not small. Devon Energy, DVN, probably going to pick that one up ASAP. Maybe even a Monday trade. So that's what it is. So teach back. That one's easy. Squarespace, Devon, let it be an easy trade. Let it be what it is. And I made this cool little graphic here for you. Okay. Thank you for sticking around. If you would like to help Effort Bullish, my company, with this new and different approach to investing, you can always buy me a cup of coffee on my website. If your buddy gave you this type of information out on the golf course, you'd probably pay for his round of golf. I'm giving it to you for free. You'd buy your buddy a beer. You can buy me a cup of coffee. Whatever it is, I think that this is going to work. I think that this is a more altruistic approach to investing. The Ever Bullish One, $75. It's a model portfolio. You can buy it and trade along. I rebalance on this channel, and I teach you how to be a better investor just through simple portfolio management. You'll know more than the guy that manages your money in less than a year. You can buy it next year if you like it. And if you don't. But you will. Ever Bullish dividend. Dividend portfolio is crushing the market. I'm really surprised by that. I just picked a handful of stocks. I think it's 10 positions in there. Some of them are convertible securities. Ever Bullish Balance, also $75. That's kicking the ass of the market because it has convertibles and it has a couple of funds that are considered total return funds. It's that easy. Told you I was going to do it at the beginning of the year. I did it. I'm beating the market halfway through the year with half the risk by 3%. Okay. You stuck around. You stayed with the Sherpa. You let me set all the lines. You let me get all the gear together. You let me carry it up to the next base camp, and now you got to walk with me. If you want to do that, you can tail any of these trades. Remember, this is not considered investment advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. My favorite option trade of the week is on Devon Energy. Best buy correlating with best option buy. Told you about this and how it works. Been right 7 out of the last 8 weeks, 8 of the last 9 weeks. I'm literally losing count. Sherpa, baby. All right. Sherpa's stock option pick of the week is in August 19, 8/19. So the third Thursday of August. Option expiration 8/19, August 19th. $30, basically an at the money trade. $30 for $1.80. right here. This is the one. Go to the option chain. You can look out. We're giving ourselves almost 2 full months here. No, we are giving ourselves 2.5 months. We're giving ourselves 2.5 months to choose whether or not we believe that Devon Energy will be up in the first couple weeks. That's how I do these trades. I'm giving you a couple option nuggets at a time. Don't want anybody to go out there with a loaded gun, but you're your own man. You got to be your own and daddy when it comes to investments. This is the Ever Bullish Advantage. This is the Sunday recap. I'm Chase. I'm the Stock Sherpa. I'm Chase at Ever Bullish. I'm the YouTube portfolio manager. Go subscribe to my free newsletter. I want to change the world of investing and the dogma around it, the bureaucracy involved in it, and the cost associated with it. And I'm doing that by this YouTube channel, my newsletter, my podcast, Ever Bullish One Podcast. Share it with a friend, share it with a neighbor. Consider supporting it through buying me a cup of coffee or some merch or one of my portfolios. It's the closest thing to a win-win I can think of. I've been thinking about this for 3 years now. I'm doing it. So that's enough about me. I hope everybody has a good day. Trade your ass off this week. Make some money. LGR, AFG, LFG, LGR. Let's get rich. All right, boys.